Drake suing UMG, his music label group, also coming for Spotify. This is what Diddy did when he came after Diageo, when he came after a brand that was way too big for him. He got way too excited. Drake seems to be doing the same thing, and I think that is what started the knock-on effect on Diddy, which could also very much happen to Drake. Anybody who's in that position or has been in that position has been taken down before, and it can easily happen again. When you come for the executives, when you come for your own music label, which is what Drake is doing, it's not a good look. The prosecution and Diddy's lawyers have also spoken out with their statements. We're going to get into that as well. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali, daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to. And let's get straight into this video where Drake and his attorneys have initiated legal action against Universal Music Group and Spotify, alleging that companies conspired to artificially inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Well, UMG have responded after Drake initiated this legal action, and they said the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of his artists is offensive and untrue, and that this is simply wrong. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. Drake is really going down bad like this. Why are you suing your own music group? Why are you coming for Kendrick in this way? And this is what you're suing Kendrick over. You're not even suing him for the fact that he called you a pedo. You're suing him for the fact that, you know, his song was just listened more to, and you think that there was an agenda behind it. You just can't fathom the fact that you lost. It's okay. It's not that deep. This wasn't Kendrick versus Drake wasn't the biggest rap battle anyways in history. If you look at multiple people, there are several huge other battles that are much more. You don't see nobody suing nobody. I don't know what Drake is doing. This is the cop out. I'm not wasting much time on this, but Drake coming for his own music label, the higher masters and executives, Grange, I believe his name is, whatever that guy's name is who owns so many of these people. Be careful, because they can come back right back for you. What Drake is doing is very interesting. It always starts with the men getting their ego too big. They've got a lot of money, they want to sue, they can turn everything against you, and you can rain on your parade. I don't know. This to me is simply a lot what Drake is trying to do. He also could be trying to get out of a contract with UMG, and that's probably why he's doing this. There could be other, rules to this, but it just doesn't make any sense. I feel like Drake has been taking so many L's this year, but I don't think it's that deep. All he needs is another banger, which he can easily replicate from the multiple that he has, and everybody will forget and people will just move on. Him doing stuff like this and suing UMG for stuff like, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's honestly ridiculous. Even DJ Mustard is laughing. Everyone's laughing. Kendrick's probably laughing as I'm recording this video. All of you are probably laughing as I'm recording this video. I don't know what he's doing. Send it back in the mail, please. Don't waste my time today. Send it back in the mail. Send it back in the mail. Now we basically have Megan Cuniff, shout out to her, who obviously is reporting on this as well, and Inner City Press, two people who are reporting a lot, everything going on with several law cases, and they basically have come out to give us the full filings of what the prosecution side have said, and also Diddy's side. And so we're going to read just a bit of Diddy's side and what his lawyers have stated. These are the letters that needed to be submitted by 12 noon. Of course, there was no bail motion today because it wasn't meant to just happen today. It could also happen tomorrow or Wednesday, ideally before Thanksgiving. If Diddy gets bailed, I can already see him with the children on Thanksgiving Day. I can already see that happening. They're going to play that family game to the max when Diddy gets out, if he gets bailed. But these are the letters that have been submitted. Again, there's been no answer on whether he's going to be bailed. Probably tomorrow something could take place. Defendant Sean Combs respectfully submits his letter. 4 months and months, government agents, plaintiffs' attorneys and others with questionable motives have been polluting the airwaves with false and outrageous claims. Mr. Combs' communication regarding potential public statements and social media posts constitutes speech protected by the First Amendment, is basically what he's going for when it comes to that. The government must satisfy a heavy burden. The Second Circuit has held that proscriptions of certain types of speech in the trial context are overboard and violate the First Amendment. Thus, when enforcing such as local criminal law, the court must examine the specific speech in light of the record evidence to determine if it risks undermining a fair trial. That's what they're all going for as well. The speech at issue does not risk undermining a fair trial. The government cited examples of Mr. Combs' speech do not even come close to the side of the line that's proper illegal conduct. honestly, their bail letter to me just seems very weak, because all they're coming for is the First Amendment, and yet again Mr. Combs' other conduct is protected by the Sixth Amendment. They're using amendments in their letter, and it's a bit weak to me. The government is essentially arguing for a standard in which the entire press community and civil plaintiffs and the government itself can wage war against Diddy and his reputation, but Mr. Combs can't even try to influence public opinion himself in response, basically admitting that he's basically been influencing public opinion and that we're right. His bail letter is much more about, I don't know, to me I thought it would be much more stronger, but more so about the amendments. It's a very long 13 page, and I wanted to just give out the subheadings of basically what each was about, and we're going to go through the prosecutions as well. There's no need for me to read out 13 pages to you guys. I can really just read out what everything basically is about in regards to why he shouldn't be charged or should be bailed or etc. The defendant's actions fall easily within the definition of obstruction. Prosecution is saying, indeed, there is a significant evidence that the defendant has engaged in multiple acts of obstruction. The racketeering conspiracy offense. In 2016, the defendant bribed security forces with $100,000 in cash to destroy evidence. After a victim filed a civil lawsuit in 2023 alleging, amongst other things, that the victim's participation in freak-offs was not consensual, the defendant made multiple efforts to interfere with the victim and witnesses by feeding those individual false narratives regarding the defender, basically Cassie, saying that it's a normal relationship and it was consensual. The defendant has evidently deleted messages between himself and key witnesses, including a grand jury witness and victim 2 in this criminal case. Whilst in pre-trial, the MDC, of course, the jail notes, the pack messages and Contact Me ASAP accounts. Even after defense counsel repped that the defendant had stopped using Contact Me ASAP, he has continued to use the app. Whilst at the MDC, the defendant has instructed family members and third parties to contact multiple potential victims and witnesses. Whilst at the MDC, the defendant orchestrated a social media campaign around his birthday for the express purpose of influencing the jury in this criminal case. And, that's basically it. They obviously go down a lot more in regards to the photo and the legalities, and also they discuss the dangerousness of him being released as well in regards to intimidation of witnesses. They continue to go on with that. They say the defendant's attempt to interfere with his criminal proceedings are not protected by the First Amendment. So they're clapping back, saying that absolutely not is the First Amendment, in protection of this. To me, the prosecution side seemed much more stronger. The way I even read it out to you guys was a lot more clearer, and they're basically giving you case and point. They're basically sitting here, reading it all in bullet points to you, because that's how they put it down. Far more clear, concise, just a lot more clarity. So, immediately off the cusp when we're reading you these two submissions, the prosecution side seems to me way stronger, makes a lot more sense, deleting stuff, incriminating stuff, affecting the jury, like so many reasons. Even one of them is enough to keep this man inside. We will see what happens, whether it's going to be announced Tuesday or Wednesday. It's going to be one of the days when, this takes place. And, it's definitely a lot. Diddy is very nervous in the jail cell, I would imagine, probably panicking, not knowing what to do or how to even reflect or discuss this conversation with regards to himself and his lawyers. He's probably talking a lot, but internally, his internal monologue, he's probably just very nervous, stressful, anxious in this moment, especially because the bail hearing is, so close. If he gets released, he's on the Upper East Side. If he doesn't get released, he's stuck in the MDC with maggot food. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe if you guys want to. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. What are your thoughts on the Drake vs Kendrick stuff? It definitely is developing quite fast. And the prosecution and Diddy side have submitted their letters. The legal documents are in. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.